there. When I called him out for taking $10,000 out of our joint account, our family account, he said that I was lucky he didn't take more. He left the three of us high and dry without any remorse. I ended up reaching out to Gohan's mom and told her everything that happened at first. She was angry, but then she became a little bit more sympathetic towards the end, and she started crying, stating that her husband had done similar things to her, and he would leave her alone with the kids for months to years on end without her having any idea when he was coming back. She said, if I want to love a man like Myungjin, then I would have to cry and suffer a lot. I told her about him hitting me, and she said, I feel bad for you, but my son must have went through such a traumatic experience when he was younger in order for him to be able to do something like that to you. She also stated that Savon and Saphir were beautiful babies, but if Myungjin decided not to have a relationship with his children, then she wouldn't be able to have a relationship with the boys. She said that just as Savon and Saphir are precious to you, Myungjin is precious to me. She encouraged me to reach out to Myungjin and to not escalate the situation and not refute anything that he was saying, just comply, take a break from YouTube, and live quietly with the kids until he decided to make a return. Myungjin ended up going back to Korea 4 days after being gone with absolutely no contact. I couldn't do what she was trying to tell me to do. I wanted to try and show that I cared, and I said that I was hopping on a plane to Korea too. I was devastated and made an irrational decision to go to Korea so that I could at least get some sort of clarity about what happened, about the situation, some closure. And I know it was stupid, but I was hoping that he would have at least been willing to meet up with me when I went to the country. I feel like normally people have time to prepare for life after a divorce, or to prepare for a divorce in the beginning at all. I didn't have any of that. It just literally just happened. It was sprung on me, and it was like, now I have to get a divorce. I was confused and I needed the answers. His mom and his little brother kept in contact with me up until the day that Gohan arrived in Korea. And then they kind of just like went ghost, but I was already on a plane there. I ended up staying in a quarantine facility. I reached out to him every day, and he finally got on a phone call with me where he proceeded to berate me and ended the phone call saying that he doesn't want anything to do with me or my kids, and that I can live in America and do whatever I want to do with the babies, and that he's gonna live in Korea and do whatever he wants to do. He later backtracked, saying that he wanted to have a relationship with the kids, just not a relationship with me, to which I said he should have handled legally like an adult. He denied the claims of cheating up until the video surfaced, saying that if he didn't sleep with anyone, then it wasn't cheating. As soon as that video surfaced, I knew something was bound to happen. After the video of him cheating surfaced, he tried to justify his behaviors by saying, isn't it a good thing that I cheated? Don't you think that it'll be better for my rap career? The phone calls are heavily fabricated and edited. He took conversations from multiple phone calls and pieced them together. He took a lot of things out of context. For example, changing his hairstyles to appease the Black community. Never happened. And we were literally having a conversation about cultural appropriation and why it wasn't okay for him to do certain hairstyles. The mentioning of putting cameras in the house was literally a conversation that I was talking about for the safety of me and my kids. Gohan literally admits to coercion in a text message. He was exploiting my childhood trauma and used it against me to manipulate me into saying certain things. He made me believe that he was returning to the States for weeks. And then 2 days before his visa appointment, he was saying that he was gonna back out and that he wasn't gonna go at all. But if he wanted me to come back, then all I needed to do was admit to hurting him and say yes to his accusations, even though it never happened. He didn't care if it was the truth or not. He would say, you love me, right? You wanna be with me, right? You want us to be a big, happy family, right? You want the kids to have their dad, right? Then just say it. Just say you abused me. Gohan literally did a voiceover in some parts of the audio as well. And if there's one thing that I will admit to, is that I can definitely admit to being verbally abusive at times. And about his tattoo, I hated his tattoo. It looked like Biggie Smalls. bragged to our friends about getting it before, but everybody had kind of just thought he was joking. But he was so proud of it, and whenever we fought, he would say things like, well, at least I have you on my arm, and he would give it kisses. And to address the situation using chopsticks for torment, Youngjin wanted to try some anal activities, and I won't go into any further detail regarding this absurd claim that I was laughing in while he begged me to stop taking photos of him during this activity. It's bewildering. The burn claim, the metal rod claim, punching himself in the balls, going outside naked, those were all times where he was inflicting self-harm and then tried to spin the narrative that I did these. As far as the child support situation goes, I do not want nor do I need anything from Gohan. Being a parent is a full-time job. We do not always have to be boyfriend and girlfriend. We do not always have to be husband and wife, but we should always be mom and dad. Gohan has made it clear that not only is he unfit, but he just doesn't care about these children. His best interests came first. And I hope to never hear the words that you love me or these kids out of your mouth ever again. This is not love. You were sinking and you tried to take me down with you, but I'm not sinking. If you drop a diamond to pick up some rocks, it doesn't mean that the diamond is gonna stop shining, and I'm gonna keep on shining. So all in all, if you want to support Myungjin, please go ahead, do so. If you want to continue to support me and the boys, please, again, go ahead, continue to do so. This situation has been very exhausting for my mental health, and I refuse to engage any further. From this point moving forward, if you want to argue with somebody, you can argue amongst yourselves, argue with yourselves. I will no longer be addressing this situation, and I will happily be moving on with my children. I know this was a lot to take in. I just really appreciate you guys taking the time to, watch this video if you've made it this far. I tried my best as a mother, as somebody who really did love Gohan, to protect him from this situation, but seeing as how he wanted to go out there and make things that could have stayed private a very, very public issue, I had to get on here and share my side of the story. And they always say there's 3 sides to every story: his side, her side, and the truth. And it just really sucks that everybody kind of had to be put in this position, in this situation. But just moving forward, if you're here to support me and the boys, let's do this.